This fall, Fox 17 is focusing on relationships. This week, we're exploring the serious topic of saying goodbye, whether it's from a death or a breakup. Dealing with the loss of a loved one can be devastating, especially when there's nowhere to go and no one to talk to as you deal with your grief. Well, tonight, our own Sarah Broadhead shows us how a dad and his daughter found the support they needed, even if it was hundreds of miles away.
Mom was always taking you to the zoo and the fairs. Got the right horses.
A moment 7.5-year-old Haley Hamstra holds very close. Her mom, Nina, was diagnosed with breast cancer after a routine mammogram. A very challenging year of surgery, chemo, and radiation treatments followed.
We were in full remission, and we didn't expect anything else to happen. We went in for tests, and everything was looking good. About a year and a half later, though,
The reprieve didn't last long.
we ended up back in the hospital at the end of August for pain management, and we didn't get out.
The last time Nina woke up was October 6th, 2007. Haley was 3, going on 4, and Ken knew he'd need help explaining what had happened to Mommy.
We started looking for grief counseling here, and we found a place, and we went there a couple of weeks, and Haley just wasn't happy at all. She wasn't getting what she needed.
Then they found Ellie's Place, the first children's grief center in the state of Michigan, founded in Lansing 20 years ago by a mom who saw the need for helping children cope with the death of a parent, sibling, or close family member or friend.
I think there's a misconception with young children that because they really can't articulate what they're feeling and they don't fully understand what death means, that they're not grieving, and that nothing could be farther from the truth.
Today, the nonprofit organization serves 250 children ages 3 to 18 each week, along with their parents or guardians, free of charge. There are only 2 branches of Ellie's Place, one in Ann Arbor, the other in Lansing.
Alrighty.
That distance did not stop the Hamstras from getting the help they so desperately needed.
I would leave work to go pick up Haley, and I'd drive 30 minutes to pick her up. And then I would drive an hour and 15 minutes to go to class. We'd have a 1-hour class, and I'd drive an hour and 15 minutes back home. And we did that for a year and a half.
Did you like going to Ellie's Place? Why did you like it so much?
Because we got to talk about my mom, and I felt safe.
It's a feeling so many other kids can relate to. Walking down these halls, heading to group classes, catered to their age or situation, realizing that they're not alone.
They kind of felt like I felt, and they knew how I felt because, like, somebody in their family died too.
There's just a lot going on under the surface, and when you provide that environment where it's safe for them to talk about it, it's just great how much they'll trust and share.
Especially when sharing the most intimate moments.
Coffins, headstones, things from a cemetery that maybe they want to use to reenact what they went through. A lot of kids aren't allowed to go to funerals. A lot of them go to the funeral but aren't allowed to go to the grave site. So there's a lot of mystery behind that process. Here at Ellie's Place, if a child has gone, it's very common for us to see kids learning from each other.
According to the U.S. Census Bureau, 1 in 20 children under the age of 18 will experience the death of a parent. In Michigan, that statistic represents 117,000 children.
Would they be surprised at those numbers?
Absolutely. I often hear people say, when I tell them that we have groups 4 nights a week, and our groups are pretty full with families coming every night during the week, they say, I had no idea that there were so many people.
In fact, most parents reported their children's behavior improved overall in 15 different categories after attending Ellie's Place.
That's a really key thing to what Ellie's Place is all about. It's not just to feel good, we're changing lives.
And that's why Ken and Haley come back.
And she says, when I'm at Ellie's, my mom is holding my hand.
I've experienced a loss just like Ken and Haley have. My little sister Caitlin, who was actually 6 months pregnant at the time, was killed in a car accident, and it's been almost 2 years since this happened. I still have not been able to fully deal with the loss and tremendous amount of grief. I too tried counseling, and that did help a little, but I wish I had known about Ellie's Place and what it has to offer. This has become my personal goal to open up an Ellie's Place branch in Grand Rapids so people like Ken, Haley, myself, and so many others out there don't have to drive hundreds of miles just to find a support system. If you would like to help me, you can email me sbroadhead@fox17online.com so no one has to deal with death alone.